You guys, I'm having a tough time. I found out recently I have resting bitch face. Give me a second to confirm. But I found out in a really weird way. Every time I stand by the entrance of a club or a bar, people show me their ID. I just look like I'm angry and not waiting for anybody. It's being really difficult for me because in the dating scene, like, women don't like me. It's hard to date because of two things. One, I don't do drugs, and I don't drink, which means no girl can rebel against her father by calling me or fucking me. So, in New Orleans, there's petitions outside my door sometimes like, "You're wasting valuable apartment space. Please leave." As far as the drugs, I grew up with the whole, like, the DARE t-shirt, but mine was like secondhand, so I didn't know that it stood for Drug Abuse Resistance Education. I grew up thinking that DARE stood for drugs are really expensive. And in a single parent family, that was reason enough never to get involved. You know what I mean? My mom was like, drugs are for rich kids, you know what I mean? Some kids might have drugs, some kids might offer you drugs, and I'm telling you right now, be friends with them because they have rich parents, you know what I mean? They're going to be politicians one day. It makes sense to befriend them now. Now the drinking thing's a little bit different, right? When I tell people I don't drink, they automatically assume that there's a story. That either me, my mom, or my dad had some horrible drinking problem. Like when I say I don't drink, they pull a clipboard out of their ass and like a couch and like, let's just sit and talk about this for a second. There's no story. I actually just like don't like the taste of alcohol. But the weird thing is, I also don't eat mayonnaise. That's because my dad beat the fuck out of me with a mayonnaise jar. Hellmann's must have known they made them plastic. Thank you. Thank you. Sometimes he would throw mayonnaise packets, which really cut the side of my face. It was really horrible, you guys. Sad thing is, what if right now I'm opening up and that shit actually happened? You guys are laughing at my pain and be like, this is why my therapist stays in business. But the problem is, when you show up to a bar or a club, basically anywhere that serves alcohol, when you show up to those places and you don't drink, it's like showing up to a playground and you don't have any kids. You're just sitting there on the park bench doing something perfectly legal, no big issue, right? Just enjoying the sunlight. Someone sits next to you and just like, oh, which one's yours? None of them. I just like seeing the wind move through their hair on the swing. And I'm like, that's really sweet. Hi, it's the police. There's a guy here making me feel weird right now. Can you make him go away? So the drinking thing's a problem, right? Because obviously the issue is like, I'm not as susceptible, right? So when I tell women who come up and talk to me that there's nothing in my drink, they look at me like I just put something in their drink. This is a true story I'm sharing with you guys. Okay, so I'm chatting with this woman and it's going really, really well. This is like back in South Florida. I'm from Miami in case you can't tell from all this. Anyway. So I'm at the club, just me, LeBron, and Lil Wayne just hanging out. Totally true story. Actually, no, LeBron wasn't there. He had to leave early. But anyway, the rest of us are just chilling there, okay? Nicki Minaj popped through, but real quick, just give me a kiss and say goodbye. Anyway, so this girl, we're chatting, and she's like, all right, well, what do you have? You know what? Let me just get you a drink. And she calls the bartender over, and she's like, I'll have a martini or whatever, and whatever he's got. And I'm like, this is a Red Bull. And she's like, okay, bartender, just hold the drink there. So she turns to me, puts her hand on my thigh, and goes into this whole long rant. And I swear to you, this actually happened. She goes, first of all, hand on the thigh, I'm like, okay, fast forward, let's do this, right? She's like, look, it's not my place to tell you how to live your life, but I don't think a club is the best place for someone like you. I'm like, what? You obviously are recovering from alcohol abuse. And it doesn't matter how cute you are and how much I'm enjoying this conversation. I have made promises to my friends and my family, promises I intend to keep, and I don't care. I have to walk away right now. And she walks away, and I'm like, you thought I was cute? Like, why didn't we just start with that? I'll drink for you, baby, whatever. We'll come back here, I'll have a horrible drinking problem, recover, we'll come back here in 10 years to celebrate, we'll bring our kids, we'll sneak them in, you know what I mean? It's a real big issue. But if that wasn't enough of an issue, I think just like communication in general was like a struggle for me, because like what a girl says isn't what I hear. So like living in South Florida, Disney's right there, a girl said that she wanted to be treated like a Disney princess, and I awkwardly responded by saying, I don't like you enough to kill both of your parents. Like that's just, I've seen enough Disney movies to know life doesn't truly begin until both your parents are dead, you know what I mean? If you want the crown, you gotta make sacrifices. There's also this term called like body count. I'm like not up to date on this shit. For the older people, I'll educate you, okay? So this girl says, I don't understand why guys are so obsessed with body count, and I responded, as far as I'm concerned, as long as she's fun, pretty, and ambitious, I don't care how many men she's killed, you know what I mean? Like, this is New Orleans, it was obviously self-defense, you know? Maybe the taser was on the wrong setting. Body count, if you don't know, is like basically how many dudes have entered my nightclub. Anyway. Now the conversation about previous lovers is always awkward, but gentlemen, I find the best thing you can do is to initiate the conversation. Just be like, hey baby, let's both talk about how many men we slept with. Okay, I'm gonna go first. 0. I know, never experimented. Your turn. Where are you going? What's going on? Wait, are you gonna call me? What's going? Just throw a number, I don't care. All right. It's true. I was dating a girl who accused me of smothering her. I get it, in relationships, sometimes you get too close for comfort, you feel like you can't breathe. But in my defense, it was a very small pillow. You know what I mean? Very small pillow. Apparently she's asthmatic. Why do you have 12 pillows? You have to expect me to use at least one of them. And I know you listen to murder podcasts, so I wasn't sure. I didn't know you had asthma. Why didn't you talk about this beforehand? I don't know. It's true. Why do women have so many ridiculous fucking pillows? There's also this new term, gaslighting. I was accused of gaslighting, and I had no defense whatsoever, and I'm just like, that sounds like a made-up term. You know what I mean? Like, there's no way that's a real... If you guys don't know what gaslighting is, it's when you convince someone that something... Okay, we're good. Urban Dictionary for you guys later on. Older people, you're not going to get this joke either. Ghosting, for the older people, it's like when you go out on a date, you choke on your dinner, they haunt you forever. Anyway. Horrible, right? I can't go back to that restaurant. She's still sitting there. All right. But ghosting, for the younger people, ghosting has become so common. This is New Orleans. It's a haunted city. But when people ask me, do you believe in ghosts? My response is, no, I'm sure she's busy with work. You know what I mean? Like, she's got a dog. I'm sure she'll get back to me. She just wants the attention. And if I call a search party and pronounce her, kidnapped, maybe she'll be into me. I do want to come up with a show called Ghost Hunters, okay? We don't look for supernatural beings. We just go to local bars trying to find out why Stacy hasn't called John back in 4 fucking days. It's gonna be a great show. Because we use this phenomenal technology, which is opening her text messaging app to show that she read the message! Now, where are my iPhone people at? iPhone people? Okay, awesome. The quiet introverts that Steve Jobs wanted you to be. Good job. So, in an iPhone, you can see the little 3 dots bubbling, like going up and down. That shit is like a seance. Like, I thought you were trying to reach out to me, and I saw signs that you wanted to say, where are you? Just talk to me. I'm receptive. Anyway, that's what it's like owning an iPhone with somebody who doesn't want to fucking talk to you. And then sex gets weird, right? First and foremost, ladies, I want to speak on defense of men. I heard this stupid statistic that like 34% of men struggle with stamina in the bedroom. First of all, who is coming up with these statistics? Can you imagine? Like you're just like, oh, God. That's how I do it. Oh. And then someone kicks in the door like, does it usually take about that long? I had 6 minutes, 48 seconds. We'll just round up to 7. Steve, you cool with 7? Okay, great. Also, while we're here, how happy are you with your car insurance? All right, do you currently have dental coverage? If you just answer a few more questions, maybe we walk out of here and say it was 10 minutes. What do you think, huh? But ladies, if you want to increase our stamina, this is it. I'm leaving with this one. Like, I'm choked up about this, I'm sorry. If you could just stop doing that thing during sex where you're like, deeper, deeper. It's a dick. Not the Star Wars franchise, you know what I mean? Like, we're just rolling out new episodes of Dick over here. Story continues unfolding, you know? Could you imagine, like, oh, I'm a tattoo halfway down my dick says to be continued. Most women never even noticed it. This is crazy. I also, much like you, I have all this leftover dick in my nightstand. Did you want more of this dick? It's crazy. I thought this was enough. Are you hungry? Well, keep serving it. You know what I mean? I would never have sex with a girl and be like, shallower, shallower. I want to hit a wall. Does it ever end? How many kids have you had? Do you talk to them? I would never do that. Because it's rude. If you want to increase the time right back, just be like, you're enough! You're enough! I love this! And then you get an extra 2 or 3 minutes, okay? You guys have been great, thank you. Next up is one of my personal favorites. We actually performed together quite a bit. You guys are in for a treat. Please help me welcome Akila.